Hey, Facebook Live.
Can I tell them
No.
one thing?
What's that?
If you see something,
Come and tell them then. Good morning, Facebook Live. We're at breakfast table and my son wants to tell you something. What do you want to say?
if there's a gazelle and a lion sees them, what do? They just run off and get them.
So the lion runs off and get what it wants, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hi, Facebook Live. Good morning. I'm at my breakfast table and I'm drinking my green tea. Now, for those of you who know, I put milk in my green tea. I don't know why, but I just do. Hi, Audrea. We don't use regular milk in my house. We use soya, oats, almond milk, but I just hardly can drink anything without it being white. I suppose as a child, I had too much leaves and black tea in Jamaica. But I was on the phone a while ago talking to somebody, and I said to the person, I'm going to go to Facebook. I haven't done a Facebook Live in 2 days, so I was on here yesterday. I want to explain to you guys why I'm the way I am, because sometimes I think, I got a message last night from somebody saying, Ava, there's somebody on Facebook competing with you. And I was like, yeah, there are many people on Facebook competing with me, or in their minds feel that they're competing with me. And that's okay, because for me, you can never stop people. Yes. You can never stop people from trying to copy, what you do. And that's okay. I mean, look at Apple and Samsung. They're similar, right? But there's a difference. There's one thing that makes Apple different from Samsung and Samsung different from Apple. So that doesn't bother me at all. But then people every day, some people come to me and they're in the stage and they wonder, oh my God, why is Ava as tough as she is? And you're right, I am tough. I've not always been this tough, but life has made me this way. And I reached out to one of my clients today and asked the client, I noticed you're not doing what we agreed. I noticed that you're not doing what you should be doing, consistent action. And the client said, oh, this happened, that happened. And I get it. Life is going to happen. Every day life happens. Life is not going to wait for you to come around. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. Life is going to throw challenges at you every single day. But I decided...
Everything is not about this or that.
Yes. Can you please go somewhere else with your iPad?
Okay.
And the reality is that life is going to be life. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stand still because you have a challenge. The world continues. The earth revolves, or the sun, or whichever one of the analogies is correct. But it keeps moving. And every day I wake up, I have to make a decision if I'm going to be hunted or I'm going to be hunter. So am I going to hunt or be hunted? And what people don't understand about me is that my strength comes from my experiences. Now, I was sharing with somebody this morning some things that I've never shared publicly. And I really want to say to you, even though you're going to watch the movie The Mango Girl, that's not my real story. One day I will sit down and put pencil to the deep core of who I am. And when I do that, people are going to fall off their chairs, and some people are going to just probably be in total awe of who I am. But let me share something with you that I shared a while ago with one of my clients. When my son, Mikkel, who is going to be 5 in 3 weeks' time, was born, for a whole year, and I've never shared this publicly, for a whole year, my son would die in his sleep. My son had what they call sleep apnea. And I'm a single mother. I've always been a single mother, sadly, although I've been married. It's one of those things that I'll explain in my next book when I talk about who I really am. And my son would die in his sleep every night, just about. He would stop breathing for a minute, depending on if I catch him on time. And I was working as a full-time mother, single mother, being up every night, just watching over my son to make sure he doesn't stop breathing for too long. My internet is weak. I don't know if you guys are hearing me. Are you hearing me? Let me know if you can hear me. And I'm going to move locations because I want you to hear me this morning. I want you to really, really hear me this morning. Okay? I want you to hear me very well this morning. So, can you see my picture on my wall? Have the courage. Let me see. Have the courage to pursue your dreams, okay? My house is filled with stuff like this. It's part of who I am. My house has got little notes all around it. So this note says, have the courage to pursue your dreams. Okay? You can hear me? God, very good. And I used to be up every night, every single night, right? Making sure that my son doesn't stop breathing for too long. Let me sip my green tea. My son, for a whole year, would die in his sleep. And I've never shared this publicly. I've never, ever shared these challenges publicly. I've always kept them private. And this morning, hi Rory, and this morning I was having a conversation with one of my clients. And we were talking about, I'm not the coach, I'm not the person to come to if you want to stay down in your challenge. If you want to stay in your pit, don't come to me. I don't work with people who want to stay down in their pit. I don't work with people who want to stay stagnant. I don't work with people who want to stay down in the, oh my God, poor me. You come to me that way, but you mustn't expect to stay that way. Okay? So let's go back to my son, because I want to help you understand why I'm the way I am. So my son would stop breathing in his sleep, and I was a single mother working on a 65,000 pounds a year job, which was very demanding. So I was earning 65,000 pounds that year, 75,000 even. So I had a six-figure income. Yes, I did. I had a six-figure income in corporate England. Okay. And I was going to work every day tired. I'm earning six figures. And I am going to work tired because the night before I was up making sure my child doesn't die in his sleep. And my son would stop breathing. I've never shared this publicly, but for a whole year, I didn't sleep because my son would die in his sleep. And I would be up and I would be listening for him sleeping. I'd be listening for him sleeping. And the moment he stops breathing, I'd be slapping him, Mikhail, wake up, wake up. And the tears would come, and you're trying to get your child to breathe. And for that whole year, I had to learn how to be a fighter. Because as a mother and a father even, you don't want your child to die. You don't want your child to die. And I struggled between 9 to 5, tiredness on a 65,000 pounds a year salary in corporate England. And we're talking about 4 years ago. And I was earning 65,000 pounds a year. So I had a good job. But I was going there tired every single day. And my husband was letting me down, so I was on my own. And when I looked at my son, who I gave birth to by cesarean section, which was very challenging, I had to fight to save his life. And so it meant the doctors were not listening to me. The doctors would not listen to me. They told me that I was over anxious. They told me that nothing was wrong. They told me all kind of crap. The word I want to use right here, I can't use it. They told me all kind of shit. Excuse my language. Okay? They told me all kinds of manner of shit. And I wasn't going to take their shit. This is my child. This is my child. Now, I was 30 plus. I was old. I think I was 36 at the time. So I ain't got time to go have no more sex, to have no more babies. So this child better live. Okay? And the doctors I did not stop until they listened to me. Now, let me tell you something about me. Every time I face a situation that I feel that is impossible, because I get to that place sometimes, I remember the girl who sat at the man's office in Jamaica and would not move. Every time I come up on a challenge in my life, I go back to one source of my childhood. I go back to that little girl who sat outside the Honorable Ambassador Burchell Whiteman's office waiting on my big break, waiting for a chance. Every time in my life I come upon a challenge and something seems impossible, I go back to that place. So when the doctors were telling me that nothing was wrong with my boy, I go back to that place and I pushed. And I pushed. Sometimes you have to push to get people to even listen to you. Sometimes you have to be loud to get people to hear you. Sometimes you have to be overly persistent. And sometimes you're just going to do what you got to do. Okay? So the doctors were telling me that nothing was wrong with my son. And, I'm just being this and that. And I didn't give a crap. I didn't want to hear it. Eventually, I went private. I took out private health insurance. Yes, I did. And let me tell you something. There's a difference between public and private. I took out private health insurance. And within 6 weeks, my son was at the Bupa Cromwell Hospital, the very posh Bupa Cromwell. When I went there, I was mixing with Saudi gods and Saudi kings and Saudi Arabian millionaires. That's where it was like a hotel. It was like I was in the Grand Savoy. That's what money can do, Money, that stupid thing called money, can do some things. It opens doors. And my son had what was called a sleep apnea test, a 24-hour test. And he was diagnosed and he was given rush surgery. He had emergency surgery because I would push. Let me show you this again. It says, have the courage to pursue your dreams. Yeah? If you look around my house, all around my house, there are little notes to myself to remind me of my journey. Now, for me, my dream at the time was to see my child live. And we all have different dreams. So I'm just showing you a little bit of who I am and why I'm the way I am. I am tough. I've been through some bloody things that if I share them with you guys, you would bawl. I haven't shared all of my story yet. You talk about mental health. My family has gone through deep mental health issues. I've not spoken about that yet. That is for later. So I'm tough because of my experiences. I'm tough because of what I've been through. And when you see me, don't judge my breakthrough until you understand my been through. So if you want to try and copy me on Facebook, go ahead. I don't care. If you want to criticize me, go ahead. I don't have time to worry about what people say about me. Because every day I wake up and I decide if I'm going to be hunted or I'm going to be a hunter. Is it a hunt or be hunted? And I decide to be hunting. I'm a hunter. I am a hunter. I think the day I was born, my mom said I came out pushing, screaming. I am a hunter. So that's a little bit of insight into who I am and why I am the way I am. That's why Eric Thomas appeals to me, because he reminds me some ways of who I am. We are people of execution. Every day I execute. Every single day I execute. I was on Facebook last night at about 1 o'clock doing something, and I just saw people there just scrolling through profiles, making silly comments. There's nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong, but for me personally, I use Facebook strictly for business. So if I don't comment on your nice dress or I don't comment on your hot shoes, forgive me, okay? That's not what I go to Facebook for. And if you inbox me and I don't respond straight away, I am busy. That's why I have a diary. You use it. I'm telling you, people. Thank you so much, Rose. Use my diary. So let me give you the nugget for the day. Okay. The nugget for today is, until you understand somebody's journey, don't judge them. Do not disqualify your journey. Yeah? Recycle your pain and make it into purpose. Stand for what you believe in. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody's definition of who you are decide and determine who you are. Don't fall for the crap, and do not allow anybody to decide your happiness. I am single by choice because I refuse to settle for mediocre lifestyle anymore. Chivalry is not dead. Yeah? Choose your own life journey. You have a choice every single day when you wake up. Before you have your green tea like me, right? You have choices to make. When you wake up in the morning, this morning I woke up to a message. My director says, call me. 7:30, I'm waking up. I'm in my bed. I jump up. I went to bed at 2 o'clock. I'm up at 7:30. Yeah? I woke up and it was a business meeting. I did a business meeting in my bed. I was in my bed and I was on a business call. I woke up. I was sending emails to Eric Thomas. I'm on the grind. I was on the phone to my client. I'm still in my 90, but I am determined. I wake up every day with a determined action, a list of things to do. What do you do when you wake up? Do you wake up like an accident every single day? Or do you wake up with a plan of execution, a plan of what you need to execute for the day to ensure that your day is successful? I don't see no hearts because nobody here is getting a nugget. So don't ask me why the way I am. I'll tell you. Unless you don't want to hear it, don't ask me. I am the way I am because of where I've been. I've been to some dark friggin' places, people. I've been to some, I think it's Lauren Hills or one of the Marleys talk about dark places. I've been through some real dark places. So yesterday, my producer announced my movie on radio, on my movie. A lot of you knew the movie was coming, but because we kept talking, nobody believed us, right? So yesterday he went on national radio and announced that my life story is now a Hollywood feature film. Yes, my life story is going to be on big screen in Hollywood because I am decisive of being a hunter every single day. See, I've already gone through the pain. So I thought, why not benefit from the pain? What's the point in going through pain and not benefit from it? So I thought, I've already suffered. I've already been raped. I've seen a gun barrel. I've already gone through divorce. I've already been mocked and jeered and criticized. I've already suffered, right? So if I've already bloody well suffered, why not make sure I benefit from the suffering? So for example, I think when my ex-husband sees me these days, I wonder what he thinks. In Jamaica, we have a saying that it's the mango girl, Maria, the mango girl. It was announced yesterday on Colorful Radio. We have a press conference coming up very soon. And I'm just excited because I'm just real. Like, this is me. Like, I don't need to pretend to be who I am not. I've got 2 master's degrees. I've got a doctorate. I've got 2 first degrees. But I failed maths and English in school. Yeah, I did. I failed maths and English. And if you look in the Financial Times, you will see this picture of me in the Financial Times somewhere, or the Voice newspaper. That is me receiving my master's, my second master's degree. Okay? And if you look in the Financial Times, I've been featured there. And I've been in The Guardian and The Voice, and I've been on television, and I've been in magazines. But I failed maths and English in school. And I was homeless. And that's why I volunteer with the homeless today, because homelessness is very dear to my heart. And I was on a call this week and I was told, and I hope God spares my life, I was told that I'm going to become a millionaire in the next 2 years. And for some people that would mean, oh my God, and they would start screaming and shouting, but I didn't react that way. For me, the first thing I thought about when I heard I'd become a millionaire, if everything goes according to plan, was that I want to build a safe home for vulnerable children in Jamaica. That was my first thought. My first thought was building a safe home for vulnerable kids. Now, you hear you're going to become a millionaire, and your first thought is that it says that you are into service, right? I didn't think about how many name brand shoes I could buy or how many houses I could buy. Of course, those are going to come. But my first thought was, how can I build a safe home for children in my country? My second thought was, how can I start a charity to help vulnerable children? My third thought was, I'm going to buy my mother a new house. And then my thoughts continue into, I want to do an anthology with African children. I've been saying that for a while. And it was service. It was service. It was purely bloody service initially. It was service. Because it's not about how much money you have. It's about how much people you help with what you have. So if you want to know how I am the way I am, you should ask me. But I recommend you go and buy my book on Amazon. It's called Bamboo and Fern. Oh my God. Can somebody type it here for me? It's not The Mango Girl. The Mango Girl is not yet published. We're in discussion with a book, a publishing house for that. But Bamboo and Fern, my life is on Facebook. Yeah, you're right. My life is on Amazon for the most part. And you should go and see why I'm the way I am. You know, that's my book on Amazon. You should understand why the way I am. Now, while you're on my call, let me do this. I'm going to plug 3 things. Number 1, Eric Thomas is here in about 15 days. I am going to be hosting, along with Sonia Polia, my very good friend and business partner, Eric Thomas. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to stay this way, girlfriend. Now, Eric Thomas tells you that pain is temporary. It may last for a moment, but eventually it will bloody well subside. And I've come to learn that. I've been through some serious pain, man. My husband walked out and left me in 2014, just before Christmas. He left me. He walked out on me and the kids. My second marriage, I felt like a failure. I felt like my world was going to end. For 5 days, I did not have a shower. I was stink. I was in the house and you could smell me before you see me. It was that crazy, right? It was that crazy. You could smell me before you see me. I was depressed. I was lost because I thought we were having a future together. I thought we were okay. We had problems like every other marriage, but I thought we were okay. And then before you know it, I had court documents on my doorstep. My husband took me to court and he accused me of everything under the sun. I was molesting him. I was harassing him. This is the man I was making love to, okay? I was beating him. I was molesting him. I was raping him. I was doing everything under the sun. The man I have a child with, I was married to. The man I've been with for 6 years. I was still on Facebook. And so there were days when I posted on Facebook and the post was healing my own heart. I was healing my heart. So some days when I was, not anymore, when I posted then, so back in 2014 into last year, most of my posts were to heal myself. I've spent 2 years in court. As a matter of fact, I've got another court date in October. My birthday was spent in court. So when you go through these things, you cannot help but being strong. You cannot help but being strong. But it hasn't stopped me. In all the pain, I have been progressing. Pain equals progress. Hallelujah. Somebody can hashtag that for me. Pain equals progress. Pain equals progress. Pain equals progress. And so throughout the pain, I was still progressing. I didn't stop. I pushed through the birth canal of my pain and I found my purpose. Hallelujah. Do you know what? There's something called the amazingness of the human strength and spirit that we cannot ever deny. And sometimes when your only hope, when your only choice is to be strong, then you don't know how strong you are. I want you to share this. If you tap your screen, you can share this video. Invite some people over, because I'm gonna talk to you guys this morning. I didn't plan to do this. I woke up. I'm still at my dining table, as you probably can see. Let me show you. I'm still having breakfast. See there. See, I'm still at the dining table. See, my son's ketchup is still there. His cup is still there. My plate is still there. So I'm still having breakfast. I'm still at the dining table. Okay. I'm still having breakfast. I'm still at my dining table. And I was talking to somebody, and it kind of pumped me into getting up on Facebook this morning, because I think there's somebody here who needs to, thank you so much, Maria. There's somebody who needs to get this message that no matter what you are going through, no matter, take it from me, no matter what you're going through, it is temporary. It is so temporary. But the reality is, if you give up too early, it's like waiting for the bus. And I don't take the bus much anymore, but when I used to take the bus, think about those of us who still take the bus. The moment you walk off from the bus stop, having waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, the moment you choose to walk away from that bus stop is the moment the bus arrives. So hold on in your pain. Just do one last push. Just have one last set of patience. Just give it one last breath. When I got approached to speak in Poland, which I'm doing in 3 weeks' time, in front of 15,000 people, I never imagined that me could speak in front of 15,000. Especially, I've just started business 2 years ago come November, so I've not been doing this for a long time, and I've had points when I've stopped. But 2 years ago when I wrote my book, I never expected that I'll be speaking in front of 15,000 people in one go. I didn't expect I'd be sharing stage with people like Nick, the guy with no hands or feet, or I'd be sharing stage with Eric Thomas and some other big names that are going to be announced in 2 weeks' time. When I got asked to speak in Washington in November, and I get asked to speak up Back to Black in October in Piccadilly Circus, and when I got asked to speak in Ireland and now Egypt and Dubai, if I didn't push through my pain, nobody would see my purpose. So I want to encourage you today that regardless of where life has taken you, and even if like me, it's taking you to some dark places, be patient. Have faith and belief in yourself. Surround yourself with the right people, people who are going to lift you up and raise you up so high. Thank you, MGA. Surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you, even when things look dismal. They're saying, baby, you know what? I think it's okay. I think that makes sense. People who are going to raise you up, and people who, when you think of them, you think of one of my best songs by Westlife that says, you raise me up so I can stand on mountains. I love that song. My mom's calling me, and I'm going to go to her in a minute. But you need to think of people, get people around you that you can say words like, you raise me up. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. And you don't have to have a lot of people like that in your life. You just need one. Just one of those people to raise you up. And then as you get out of that dark place, out of that rut, out of being depressed, out of being stressed, out of being tired, you will start finding more people like that around you. But also understand transformational relationships. I was listening to a tape that somebody shared with me by T.D. Jakes, and he speaks about transformational relationships. There are some people in your life who have gone on the 10th floor in the elevator that needed to be dropped off at the 7th floor, and you continue to carry them. Let them go. There are some people in your life who are blocking the sunshine and the sun rays of your business, of your marriage, of your relationship. Sometimes marriages don't work, not because of the people involved, but the weeds that are around the marriage, the stepmother, the mother-in-law, the auntie, the uncle, the friends. Drop them out of your relationships. Sometimes your business doesn't work, not because the business idea is not good, but because you're sharing it with the wrong people. Come on now. Sometimes you're not progressing, not because you don't have greatness within you, because all of us have greatness, but because you are sharing your plans with people who are parasites, and you're sharing your ideas with the wrong people. You're sharing your ideas with people who are overzealous, people who are bad mind, as we say in Jamaica, people who don't want to see you succeed. Come on, people. Wake up. So this is what I say to you. Until you have vetted people and you're sure about people, get yourself a vision board. Put your business ideas on a vision board. Let it stay there in your home. Let it be private until you are sure, because some people will just drag you down. And most times it's your family. Family are sometimes the first people to drag you down. Tell you, what are you thinking? Are you crazy? Did you hear what you just said? When I said I was bringing Eric Thomas to London, somebody said to me, Ava, and I will say, I'll be opening the conference on the 24th of September. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, please go and get your ticket to come and see Eric Thomas. I'm going to put the web address here. It's www.ericthomas.london.uk, www.millionaire masterclass. So you need to come and see Eric Thomas. And those are two links you must look at. When I said I was bringing Eric Thomas to London, you're welcome, Guido. Somebody said to me, are you mad? Did you hear yourself, Ava? Did you hear yourself? Now, I don't know who they think they were talking to, because I heard myself. As a matter of fact, I knew myself. Well, needless to say that not only is Eric Thomas coming to London and doing the project I said he would do, he and I are going off to Poland to speak on another stage. That's the power of the mind. So get the right people in your camp. Get a vision board. Stop your idea people mean you well. Stop wasting time just going to club every day. They kind of focus on the people who are going to execute. Start networking with the right people. Get yourself super friends. I tell my clients this every day. The word super friends can't be overestimated. # super friends. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do today, because I'm going to go now, okay? I've got a meeting in another 20 minutes. I'm still in my pajamas because I'm living on my own terms. I have meetings in my pajamas, okay? I want you to, first of all, go to my first Facebook group. It's called Awakening Your Best Life. Come and join me, because we're kind of cool over there. We have this Facebook group called Awakening Your Best Life. That's my Facebook group. I want you to go to Eric Thomas and book your ticket, and let's come and have a conversation. Come and feed your soul. It's £35. You spend that on a drink in the club. You spend that on a cab after you drink at night. You spend that on a jeans. You spend that on so many things. It's £35. But also, if you want to come and hear the stories of 24 people who have recycled their pain, then join me at my book launch with my 23 authors called Pain to Purpose. If you look around Facebook, you might see going around a picture that says, now whole and healed. That's us. We have recycled our pain. That's on the 4th of November. Inbox me if you want to come and join us. It's going to be a great book launch. And lastly, if you want to work with me, so I work with businesses and individuals to move their lives and businesses from a place of being stuck to a place of being out of the rut and thriving. And if you don't believe me, check some of my clients out on Facebook. You see them all over the place talking about me, sharing how good I am, because I am good. I'm not perfect, but I'm good. So that's it from me today. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Share this with somebody who it might touch. And remember, you are who you are because of where you have been. Have an amazing day. It's Dr. Ava Eagle Brown saying, it's my pleasure to have been in your company this morning. And whatever you do today, remember, you are golden, you are amazing, you are awesome, and nobody's judgment of you determines who you are except yourself. Peace out. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.